Remember, when someone exploits you and you heal, acknowledge, reprogram, correct the areas that they exploited you, they can never exploit you there again. Now that is true empowerment. Hey you guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video, maybe I'll put this one under the motivational playlist because, too many times I do see where survivors are giving the narcissist too much credit, too much power, and too much control. So I'm going to have this little powwow with you guys to talk about how you actually have the advantage and you have the upper hand. Again, you have the advantage and you actually have the upper hand. I mean, just even if you have come to a channel like this, if you are on my channel, which is set up to inform and empower, you will have the upper hand and the advantage because you're going to be exposed to a wealth of information. If you receive it, you will certainly have the advantage and the upper hand. Why is that? Because receiving the information, receiving your experiences, receiving your lessons, receiving the information on the logical side of your brain, it changes you. Okay? It changes you, and now you can be armed and you're able to guard yourself. You're able to stay 20 steps ahead because you've educated yourself. And not only have you educated yourself, you're getting in tune with what you experienced and what you saw, and you're taking your lessons. That gives you the advantage and the upper hand moving forward. And this is, the biggest reason why, because even though you are changing, they're staying the same. See, while you're changing and evolving and growing and understanding and connecting the dots, they are staying the same. They are still in a perpetual cycle. They're still trying to, start a cycle of abuse with you or someone else. But I said the word try, because once you have that advantage and upper hand, you can intercept it, guys. You can take control. Because you always had that choice, guys. But now that you've come into your strength, now that you've increased your awareness, now that you have the confidence, you can take that control because they need you more. You will see as you evolve and as you grow how much they need you more. Because as you increase your emotional maturity, you'll see how you don't need them at all. You'll no longer need them because that relationship and that interaction that you had with them, that was meant to bring you closer to yourself, not closer to them. It was meant to bring you closer to yourself, expose some things about yourself, some cracks in your foundation that was blocking you from getting you what you wanted in your conscience. It was subconsciously blocking you in your waking life, guys. So you'll have no more business with them. And you'll see how much you don't need them as you heal. All right. The other thing that gives you the advantage and the upper hand is that you'll have the ability to get out of your emotions while they don't. And a lot of you are going to be like, well, I don't feel like the narcissist was in their emotions because they were so cold-hearted to me. Okay. Well, let's differentiate that right there. Perhaps they weren't in your emotions. They were unemotionally available to you. Okay. But they're still running off of their emotions. That's why, a lot of times the things that they're doing is just not logical for them, especially in the long run, because they're running off of their short-term, immediate, instant gratification to their flesh and emotions. Okay? So now you'll have the ability to get out of your emotions and step into your logic with that toxic person or any situation in your life. And when you're able to step out of your emotions and into your logic, that's going to make you the better decision maker in that relationship or in that situation. You know, the relationship is over now, but if you had to rebuttal them, if you had to defend yourself, you're going to be smarter and wiser now because you're running off of your logic and not just off of immaturity, emotional immaturity, if you will. So it's going to give you the advantage and the upper hand in that way as well, guys. You'll be able to make more solid decisions, basically. And another reason why you'll be able to make more solid decisions while we're on that topic is because you're in reality. You're going to be rooted now in reality, and they're not. So if they're making decisions off of their delusions and illusions, how good are those decisions ultimately going to be for them? Even if it feels right to the narcissist for about 5 seconds, okay, on the 6th second, they're going to be falling on their face. They're going to be hit with some consequences. Like it's just not going to work out. You know, if we have one person over here, person A has all the facts. They have the truth. They have the reality. Now they get to make a decision. If they're healthy minded and receiving that truth and reality, they're going to make a better decision than the person that's only wanting to see what they want to see, that only cares about their desires and their wants, as opposed to, okay, I might desire and want this, but you know, this is what I have to work with here. This is what the situation actually is, and I'm going to have to make a decision off of that. So that's 2 different ways of making decisions, guys, and that gives you the ability, obviously, to have the advantage in the upper hand. The other way that you're going to have the advantage in the upper hand is as you're healing, they're going to be the one that's still trauma bonded and having the soul ties, while you're going to be able to detach from that. And a lot of you feel like the narcissist easily detaches from you because of their emotional unavailability, but they are attached to you in other ways. You know, they may not be attached to you in an empathetic way where they're caring about how you feel, but they're attached to you out of their toxicity. So they're going to be attached to you in dysfunctional ways, guys. So they still have a trauma bond themselves, and they still have the soul tie. And that's a bondage on them. So they're, in essence, they're still in bondage while you're getting delivered and freed from it. And yet again, that puts you in a position to make the healthy decisions while they're still running out of their toxicity. Okay? Now, as your emotional maturity increases and theirs is staying the same or getting lower, it puts you in a position of basically being an adult versus a toddler here. We know that the narcissist's emotional maturity is stunted. It was stunted in their childhood and it never developed, which is why they're emotionally unavailable to you. But now that you've increased your emotional maturity to understand these things, it gives you a great advantage because now, you know, if you're an adult and you're dealing with a toddler, how personal do you take the things that the toddler is doing? Okay, for those of you who had children, nieces and nephews, or interacted with a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, and you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you know, how serious do you take them? They're just so immature. You can't take it personal. They don't know any better in a certain sense. Or they don't have the emotional maturity to be able to not just constantly be seeking that instant gratification, whether it's good for them or bad for them. So whatever that toddler says and does, you know, even if it's not nice, like I can't take it personal, like this is a child, a very immature child, that I can't attach to what they're saying. It can't have a certain kind of merit, on me to ever affect how I feel about myself on any shape, form, or level. Because look at the source. Look at the source. So once your emotional maturity is going up like that, you can detach from the filthy things and the horrible things that this narcissist was doing to you, because you see how it was a reflection of them. Yes, their ability to continue to do it or just linger in your circle, that was you accepting it. Okay, that's a reflection of you. But what they were literally doing, the actions and behaviors and things coming out of their mouth, that is a reflection of their toxicity. So that kind of detachment, it frees you from a wealth of hurt and pain as we're replaying all the nasty and dirty things that they said and effed up things that they did to us. We can detach from it like, wow, that person's really sick. Wow, this person really got some issues. Okay. That's not about me. That's about them. And that, like I said, it helps to free from a lot of that hurt and pain that survivors tend to suffer from, at least early on, before they bring it full circle to get that and learn how to detach from how people treat me, how people come at me, to my own self-worth. All right? Because ultimately, you're going to learn to take control. And guess what? Taking control means they don't have the authority anymore. They're powerless at that point. They are powerless at that point. And what a beautiful thing. They don't have the power to hurt you anymore, no matter what they say. And then they try to do something, you probably already premeditated. You're 20 steps ahead of them because you understand their remedialness. You understand their ignorance now. You understand their darkness. You understand the cycles of abuse. This all gives you guys the advantages in the upper hand. You've been there and done that literally. That alone should give you the advantage in upper hand because you know what they do. You just have to decide to take control. When you take control, they have no authority or power anymore, because you'll see that you had to hand that over to them in a process. All right. And while you're taking control, you'll be filling your own cup at that point. Your cup will always be full. That gives you the advantage and the authority and the upper hand there. Because when you first met them, you were filling your cup with other people. You were letting other things, people, places, and things fill your voids. But once you start filling it for yourself, it'll never be empty. It'll never put you back in that initial state, guys. And that gives you the advantage. Because once your cup is full, you don't feel a lack. You're not feeling empty. You're not looking for external things to fill your voids anymore. That takes the power away from them as well. Okay? So I'm going to end this by saying, the choice was always yours. It was always yours. The power always laid within you, whether you were going to take control or not. But now that you're actually doing it, you have the complete advantage and upper hand. Take it. All you have to do is take it and keep it, guys. All right, so I hope this message helps someone. Replay it as much as you need. Go through all the videos, take what you can to help you on your journey. If that's not enough, I do provide one-on-one coaching, which I do recommend for all survivors to get. And from what I hear, it's pretty challenging to find a brick and mortar therapist or psychiatrist that really understands narcissistic abuse. So you have someone here who does. You can go on my website, lakiacrawford.com, and schedule your appointment. I do voice calls, I do FaceTime, Skypes, WhatsApp. I've FaceTimed over Facebook and Instagram. I'm pretty flexible, with picking the medium that works for you. I do email coaching because writing can be very therapeutic as well, guys. There's all types of packages that you can look into if you're interested in that. I have a free support group, guys, over on Facebook. Just inbox me and let me know that you're a survivor. The link to that is below all of the videos, guys. I have a Patreon. Guys, where you can get services from me at a discount for being a monthly supporter by making monthly donations to my channel, a set amount typically. You can see the relationship, the membership tiers, okay, and what each tier comes with. Choose the one that will benefit you or looking for the kind of perks that you would like, and you will get a discount. All right. Right after you make your first payment, you get your first session for as little as, I believe, $24.99. I believe that tier gives you 3 coaching sessions a year for $24.99 a month. You know, so there's a lot of things that you could take advantage of, especially if you were financially abused by the narcissist. Okay. So that's really great. Or if you just want to support the channel and then get some bang for your bucks in return. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this audio. Never give up on yourself. Keep doing the work. And until next time, please take care.